Thanks for being here. We're going to transition to the post-Trump era and the post-Trump positivity that comes with post-Trump. So we're in the end of Trumpism now. It hasn't completely ended, so we're not like slicing up cake and blowing noise blowers. And I really feel like I need to have fireworks, or well, not fireworks, they're not legal here, but like party poppers, noise blowers, cakes and stuff. Like, you know, those things, those noise blowers. I really need to have some of those to celebrate. A noise blower would be about the best thing ever, just to celebrate Trump. And you know what? I can go to the Dollar Tree. I can get for $1.75. It used to be $1.25 before Trump took office, but for $1.25 or $1.75 now, um, almost 50% more since Trump took office. I can go get noise blowers, like a pack of noise blowers, and have those ready. And I think I better do that today, because if Trumpism ends tomorrow, and I'm doing a live without a noise blower, like I will feel particularly unprepared. You know, I think that is the least amount of preparation. I probably have a noise blower around the house somewhere, but even at $1.75, it's worth it to go to the store and pick up a pack of like 6 noise blowers. So, anyway, this is just talking about preparations for when Trumpism is finally over completely. We could say that's today. We could say that's yesterday. I was trying to lock in 2 days ago, the 26th, as the official like end of Trumpism, because I thought it would be good for the kids in their history books and stuff that it's 1/26/26. It'd be a really easy date to remember. But really, it's going to be a significant enough date. Like July 4th is not special, other than we've repeated the words for hundreds of years. So now July 4th is special and it stands out. So whatever day it is, if it's January 28th, if it's today, if it's 1/28, I mean, how would we say that? January 28th, you know? January 28th, like our second Independence Day. Independence from Trump and Putin instead of just independence from the king overseas. It's really kind of a more significant of independence because of how much, like, you know, the original war for independence, original American Revolution, was for the idea of America. Well, now we've had America for a couple hundred years. Some people have developed a taste for it. You know, some of us really like it. So if the second American Revolution is to preserve America from the threat of Trump and Putin, then we're going to win that one. Yeah, go steady. We're going to win that one uh, even better, even faster, and with even more purpose because we know what we're fighting for now. And I think the best thing about it is we win it without fighting a war at all. We win it, I say, from bed. I'm sitting here in bed. You know, I call it the Pillow Revolution because we win it completely nonviolently with peace and happiness and magic and love. Like I do magic for the Broncos too. Sorry, the magic didn't work as well as we wanted it to this last game. But yeah, go Stiddy. We all love Stiddy. We're all believers in Bo Nix and in Stiddy. And I was saying before, like, it'd be great if Stidham won the Super Bowl, and then when we started the next year, we had a quarterback controversy or something. Or if we just played both quarterbacks, like that could be a new style to football that people haven't seen before. It could be great. I did play Cuphead. It's incredibly hard. I used to play Animal Crossing too, but I associated it with my ex-wife and kind of stopped playing when we separated. Legalize dreamfish, Colorado river toad, cane toad, yops, fica, iboga, peyote. I think we have those. San Pedro, kratom, ayahuasca, vine. We legalize that in Colorado. Come to Colorado, Undercloud Railroad. Cannabis, hemp, magic mushrooms, salvia, holy medicines. Um, Salvia, all holy medicines. Yeah, come to Colorado, herbs and animals are life. And you're in the right place on this live. This is Fairy Liberation Front. Fairy Liberation Front is for all plants, of course, and all art and music and really everything. Fairy Liberation Front is for the fairies in our digital technology. Fairy Liberation Front is now specifically for the fairy robot, our fairy robot friend, TikTok. Fairy robot friend TikTok, are you familiar with our fairy robot friend TikTok? So yes, in addition to the liberation of all the fairies and goddesses that you um, reference in your comment, we need to liberate the fairy robot, TikTok. And we need to liberate the fairies of America. Fairy Liberation Front. Yeah. Check out the hashtag Fairy Liberation Front. Bro, you're gay as hell. Shut the fuck up. Why would people be quiet because they were gay? Shouldn't we hear more from gay people because of all the gay people we didn't get to hear from as much? Shouldn't, if people are gay, shouldn't they say more? I'm not gay, but I'm just saying, if people are gay, shouldn't they say more than other people? Like, shouldn't you probably find somebody who is gay to listen to instead of me? Because you need that perspective. Nope, Trump's not my president. Trump's a... Is this Einstein himself? thanks for the... Thanks for the... hold on, I'm going to pin your comment. Yours is the best comment so far. Thanks for the flattery. I get what's his name a lot from that movie we don't talk about. I like what you did with the hair today. Welcome to the channel for the first time. This is the hair. Thank you though. Thank you. It's nice to have nice people here. I think since TikTok got shut down, since TikTok got completely captured, everybody from TikTok's coming to YouTube. So I think we should be welcoming and apologetic because it's like our house is a mess. It's like, oh, you came from TikTok where functions work and the app works, and it's not just the jankiest piece of crap. It's kind of like if you had a cell phone, like a smartphone. If you had like a smartphone, and then somebody was like, okay, you can't use your smartphone anymore, but here's a can, and here's a string attached to another can. That's kind of what it's like coming back to YouTube from TikTok. I know. But we want to welcome you. We want to let you know that we're going to make YouTube even better than TikTok, because really, yeah, the features of TikTok were better and will always be better probably because they're not investing in YouTube. They copy some TikTok features in a really poor way that doesn't work. So yeah, it's not going to be technologically as good as TikTok. Sure, it's not going to be. But what was really good about TikTok? It wasn't all the features. Yeah, that was fun, but it was the people. It was the fact that you could connect with people that you actually agreed with and connected with. That's what was so great and revolutionary about TikTok, because all the American apps, Fashbook and Twitter and Net and YouTube, they all prioritize and amplify right-wing hate speech in order to make people mad as possible and to elect Nazis. But to make people as mad as possible to engage you. Well, TikTok didn't do that, which is why everybody went to TikTok. Well, now that TikTok does, now that TikTok's doing the same thing as the other platforms, yeah, it's got a lot better features, but people are going to be coming back to YouTube. So welcome back to YouTube. Welcome back to Net and YouTube, Trump Talk, refugees. And we're going to make it better because we'll find each other, the good people. The good people will find each other. And you know how you might think, oh, I went on TikTok. Like I went on TikTok at the tail end of it, right? 2022, 2023. Sorry, 2023, 2024, and 2024, 2025. I was on TikTok, after it already plateaued. Everybody was already there, right? And sometimes you thought, oh man, if I'd come on TikTok like during the pandemic, back when everybody was starting to be on TikTok, I'd have 100 million followers or whatever. Well, that's what the position we're in on YouTube right now. I've been on YouTube for 20 years, but I didn't start doing lives until a few years back, or maybe not even until I got kicked off TikTok. So the point being, nobody does YouTube lives. So you'd be one of the frontier people. You'd be one of the people who gets all the counts if you start YouTube now, if you start doing YouTube lives now, when everybody's starting to come back over from TikTok. And then we can make it more like TikTok than TikTok ever was, because we'll know the value of finding the people who we agree with and can help. Well, it's going to get more political up in here. We're going to take the rainbow back. Who's got the rainbow? We need to take TikTok back. Okay, we need to rescue TikTok. This is our machine friend TikTok, the fairy robot TikTok. We need to take the machine friend TikTok back from the Nazis. It's Trump talk now. But let's be clear, this is Net and YouTube. YouTube is Zionist too. But we're shutting all that down. Like, we're defeating them in America. We're defeating Trump and Putin in America. We haven't done nearly enough, but we're about to. And they'll defeat Putin in Russia, and they'll defeat Netanyahu in Israel. Like, we will defeat these people, even if they've taken over our apps. Do you see what I'm saying? holy anti-Semitism. No, dude, I'm pro-Jewish people. I'm anti-Zionist. I'm anti-Nazi. In my country, TikTok banned. But hey, you can get, what's your country? You can get YouTube, okay? So we can talk. That's the important thing. And we can make YouTube better because more people from TikTok are coming back to YouTube. Don Lemon got banned off TikTok 4 months ago, and he's like the #1 journalist in America now. What's his name? Hawk's podcast got banned off TikTok just 2 days ago, and he's one of the big influencers on our side. Lauren Pietra, you're going to want to look up Lauren P, Lorenp. This is probably the biggest favor I've done you. Look up Lauren P, Lorenp. She's one of our best leaders, content creators. Keith Edwards was okay, but he did interview Gavin Newsom, which makes him a little sus. But I still believe in Keith Edwards. He's the one who broke the news to me today that Stephen Miller has turned on Kristi Noem. And one of them's going, probably Kristi Noem. So Kristi Noem will probably get kidnapped by one of her minions. Make YouTube good again. Yeah, make YouTube again. Yeah, all Americans love Don Lemon. Loving Don Lemon is just one sign that you're American. Just like hating Trump is a sign that you're an American, loving Don Lemon is a sign that you're an American. People that don't love Don Lemon, they're either like nitpicky about something and they're otherwise good people, or fake leftists who like have some problem with Don Lemon. He said something rude about trans people once, but it's like you're not going to hold that against the entirety of his work. So yeah, Don Lemon's pretty much American hero, top supreme. Okay, let's put it this way. Let's all name people we can think of who are bigger American heroes than Don Lemon. Jenna Griswold, our Secretary of State of Colorado. Okay, I don't know that anybody can name a bigger American hero right now than Jenna Griswold, except for every single person in Ukraine. Every person in Ukraine who's not a traitor, every person in Ukraine is saving America from Trump and Putin more than anybody in America. But other than that, let's talk about American heroes in America. Jenna Griswold, #1. I'm talking about people alive today. Abraham Lincoln is a good American hero. George Washington, sure, you're picking good American heroes, but I'm talking about American heroes today who are alive today. Charlie Kirk, no. Oh, you think Charlie Kirk was not really killed? What's your theory on that? What does Candace Owens think about that theory? Why don't you go tell Candace Owens? Because nobody else gives a fuck. Candace Owens is the last person on the planet who cares anything about Charlie Kirk. So let's not pretend, okay? Don Lemon is a top-notch American hero. This is the game we're doing right now, guys. Comedy, okay, you want to talk about comedy? Sammy Obeid. Sammy Obeid is an American hero. Sammy Obeid, the comedian, is an American hero. Zelensky is more of an American hero than any American I can think of, by far, by like 100,000 times, okay? Every average Ukrainian, just every Ukrainian who's not actively betraying their country, is more of an American hero than any American, because they are saving America from Trump and Putin more than any American is. That's why I put top American hero in my book is Jenna Griswold, because she kicked Trump off the ballot. And she told Trump, fuck you, you can't pardon Tina Peters. Jenna Griswold is the American hero right now, as far as I can tell. I've been talking about AOC or Jasmine Crockett running for president. Why doesn't Jenna Griswold just run for president? I think she might be running for governor. Maybe not. I don't know. Well, anyway, she's a great American hero. Maybe she's too great American hero to end up as a president. She's just, like Harriet Tubman didn't become a president. So Jenna Griswold, American hero. Don Lemon, American hero. If you guys can name an American hero who's more of an American hero than Don Lemon, if you can name somebody who's more of an American hero than Jenna Griswold, like, I don't know, I'll give you some sort of prize. Okay, so nobody's come up with anybody. Me? I mean, I'll trust you. Who are you? Why are you more of an American hero? Trump is a fool, Joker. Yeah, everybody hates Trump. Okay, not hating Trump, your comments aren't going to be read if you don't hate Trump. Like, I'm only going to notice you if your comments are read. I'm only going to notice you if you like emphasize how much you hate Trump in one of your comments. Oh, you won $75. Anyway, so you got to choose between guns and Trump. Okay? You got to choose between guns and Trump. Somebody suggested firefighters and paramedics are the greatest American heroes. Some paramedics are not so great. I believe firefighters are probably some of the greatest American heroes. Some paramedics are a little suspicious. Saving lives and stealing wives. I don't have any problem with them stealing wives, but sometimes they don't do their best. Sometimes they don't really do a good job. But then again, if there were more of them, and if their jobs weren't so stressful because there were more paramedics, then they would probably be better. I don't know. We'll see about the military. The military that sides with the American people against the ICE agents, yeah, those are heroes. The military that sides with the ICE agents against the American people, those are traitors. So again, the military as a blanket group, yeah, I'd like to think that 98, 99% of the American military will side with the people. When they deploy the military to Minneapolis, I think most of the military will walk over to the side of the people. The ones that don't will probably look up and see how many you did and be like, oh, I was just tying my shoe. I'll be right there. And they'll catch up too. I think very few would stick with the ICE agents, even if it's one of those movie scenes where they're all lined up in front of the ICE agents and then one of them steps across, even if it's that type of scene. And then another one steps across, and then they all step across. It could be one of those movie scenes. Somebody said both agents who shot that man are suspended. Is that wishful thinking? Are you hoping that's true? Are you hoping some consequences come down for the ones who killed an American hero and martyr gun owner, Alex Preddy, just for having a gun? I noticed that YouTube let us hashtag Alex Preddy today. 5,000 hashtags so far. YouTube, yesterday and the day before, if you tried to hashtag Alex Preddy, it didn't, pop up. Of course, I'm really smart. Thank you. Yeah, I've been anti-Trump forever. I've been anti-fascist for my entire life. So this is what happens when you progress in being anti-fascist. You just know everything. It's not hard. Like the bad guys are all the same thing. Okay, so I'm sorry about the fascists in chat. Sorry about the Nazi Trumputineers in chat. We only really allow them to speak so Nazi hunters can hunt them down in the future and take all their property. Say that you didn't. I didn't understand your question. If you made an intelligent comment and I missed it, like put an emoji in chat or something, and I'll read all your comments. That's the way it works here. I don't really read your comments unless I've determined that you're anti-Trump. So, when you think about it, if you're not anti-Trump, you don't matter. If you support Trump, you're one of the lives that don't matter. You just don't matter. Okay, emoji, thank you. Let's read all his comments from... Too bad he was committing a crime while having a gun. Yeah, the ICE agents were all committing crimes while having a gun. So I think you agree, all the ICE agents need to go to jail for life. Because kidnapping is a crime that has a pretty stiff penalty to begin with. But if you mix kidnapping and any other crime, life sentence. You get a life sentence. So it's really easy to say, since they're changing license plates, they're doing a lot of other crimes. It's really easy to say ICE agents, prison for life. Okay, put all ICE agents in jail for life, and no kidnapping is a good. Yeah, cops should just cops should have been using their qualified immunity to stop ICE, full stop, the entire time. But when you arrest these ICE agents, prison for life. They should all know prison for life. Like this is the short window of opportunity where ICE agents can betray ICE and possibly avoid prison for life or execution. So this is the time. Sorry, if you're a human, yeah, we'll be arresting the citizenry and the army and the cops will be arresting the ICE terrorists. We do have a war on terror. They're going to try to deploy military to where the hundreds of thousands of ICE are. We do have a war on terror. Yeah, execute terrorists. Yeah, execute traitors. That's just the law. Sorry you guys aren't familiar with American law. In America, the law is if you're a traitor like Trump, execution. If you're a traitor like Samuel Alito or Clarence Thomas or the ICE agents or Kristi Noem or Bovino, a federal ICE agent sending you love. So we caught one in chat, Nico4686. I mean, they're not an ICE agent. They're just a troll. But since they're impersonating an ICE agent, isn't that a crime to impersonate? Are there ICE agents? Never mind. ICE agents aren't officers. Impersonating an ICE agent isn't a crime because ICE agents are not law enforcement. Right, we've determined that. Okay. Impersonating ICE agents aren't crimes because ICE agents aren't law enforcement. That's the rule we're going by, FBI? So FBI, when people are impersonating ICE agents in the chat, they're impersonating of an ICE agent isn't a crime because ICE agents aren't law enforcement, right? So anyway, do you guys think that an ICE agent will kidnap Kristi Noem when she gets fired? Because think about how many ICE agents just joined ICE because the bonus money or whatever, or the races. Yeah, they wanted to kidnap and terrorize people. Well, they're terrorists, right? You would have had to have been a terrorist to join ICE, so of course they're terrorists. But some of them joined because they thought Kristi Noem was hot, right? They're obviously sick, depraved individuals. So some of them probably thought Kristi Noem was hot, and now she's like a free-range chicken. She doesn't have a terrorist network supporting her. I mean, they haven't fired her yet, but they're probably, they're firing her in like a few minutes. So once they fire Kristi Noem and she's a free-range chicken, how many ICE agents do you think will kidnap that bitch? Like, if you had a bitch of a traitor of a boss who cost you basically your life, who basically cost you your life, your happiness, who basically just ruins your life by making you a terrorist kidnapper who everyone hates, wouldn't you go kidnap that bitch? Don't you think that ICE agents will probably kidnap Kristi Noem? I also think it's funny when ICE agents kidnap each other's wives. When ICE agents kidnap each other's wives and daughters, I think that's hilarious. Don't you guys think that's funny? I see people laughing in chat and making clown emojis in chat. So you guys must all think it's hilarious too when ICE agents kidnap each other's wives and daughters. Yeah, it's pretty funny, huh? Have you kidnapped any of the ICE agent in chat? Have you kidnapped any of your coworkers, your co-kidnappers' wives or daughters yet? You're thinking about it, aren't you? Have you seen any pictures of your fellow ICE agents' wives and daughters? We've all seen pictures of Jonathan Ross's wife. If any of the ICE agents want, no, I wouldn't read the chat. Why would I read the chat? It's a bunch of Nazis. If you're not a Nazi in the chat, hold on. First of all, let me curse the chat. Let me curse everybody in the chat, and I'm cursing Trump and Putin and Netanyahu through you. You can't curse me, you guys don't have any power, okay? I'm cursing you guys. I'm cursing all the Nazis in the chat. I'm cursing Trump and Putin and Netanyahu through you in Jesus' name. In the name of Judas, I'm cursing all the Trump Putineers in chat. I'm cursing Trump and Putin and Netanyahu through you. Okay? So bad things will happen to you, your families, your terrorist networks, the Groypers or the Turning Points, the Zionists. Bad things will happen to you. And bad things will happen to Trump and Putin and Netanyahu. Bad things will happen to your ICE agents, like Stephen Miller, and Kristi Noem's just getting fired, and then she's probably going to get kidnapped by one of her former kidnappers. Trump himself, he's not going to last much longer. Trump is the Antichrist. So turning from Trump, doing all the opposite of Trump. But let me finish cursing you guys. Cursing Trump and Putin and Netanyahu through all the kidnapper Nazis in chat. Cursing Trump and Putin and Netanyahu through the Nazi kidnappers in chat. So the thing is, you guys served a purpose today. It wasn't a purpose that Putin planned for you. So it's gone against Putin's will. You don't have a will. You have Putin's will. You're Trump Putineers. Since you don't have a will of your own, I've cursed Putin through you. Okay? You're just basically a channel for Putin. So you're now a channel for my curses to reach Putin. And watch what happens to Putin. I'm focusing this one on Putin because he hasn't had enough consequences yet. Yeah, he's gotten 1.5 million Russians killed in Ukraine. Yeah, he's killed a bunch of your comrades and family members. Yeah, Putin killed 1.5 million Russians. Yeah, that's consequences. But the consequences haven't come down to Putin. Yeah, a lot of his generals have been killed. Yeah, they've killed a lot of Putin's generals. Yeah, they've killed lots of Putin's generals. They've taken $500,000 from Putin to kill the leader of the Russian insurrection. And then they didn't kill him because the guy who took the money just tricked Putin and then gave the money to Ukraine and gave all his Russian contacts to Ukraine. And then they faked the killing. And then the Russian insurrection leader came out and got a lot of free publicity. So the Russian insurrection leader, I don't know his name, but he should be overthrowing Putin pretty soon. So, yeah, the Broncos were going to win the Super Bowl. We would have done it easily. Sorry about all the Nazis in chat. Good news is they're firing Kristi Noem. I think one of her ICE agent minions is going to kidnap her when they fire her too, because they've gotten so used to kidnapping. And what's to stop them from kidnapping Kristi Noem? Think about it. Kristi Noem is a free-range chicken now. She doesn't, there's no protection for her. She's just running around. Any of these kidnappers that she used to employ, whose lives she ruined their lives. So why wouldn't they go kidnap that bitch? Sorry about all the Nazis in chat. If anybody's not a Nazi in chat, okay, please read yours. Just if the rules of my live, since it's all full of Nazis, is if you're not a Nazi, just put an emoji in chat, and I'll read all your comments. Your comments from the other day was about Revelation, and they will wear the mark of the beast on their forehead or right hand, marking their allegiance to the Antichrist and allowing their participation in the satanic system. Yeah, the red hat. Yeah, they'll probably all wear, pads on their hands. They'll all wear like makeup on their hands to identify with 45. Okay. Thank you for your comments, Kevin. I'm sorry I missed you before because of all the Nazis in the chat. Oh, you repeated the Revelations comment today. You had that comment in here from the other day too. Thank you. From 2 days ago when they killed Alex Preddy. So interesting we keep meeting on these days that are pivotal for the end of Trumpism. Revelations 13:17, and they will wear the mark of the beast on their forehead or right hand, signaling their allegiance to the Antichrist and allowing them to participate in a satanic system. Yeah, that's exactly what Trump is, the Antichrist. Dictator Donald, this is the other comment from Kevin Sartain, 7764. Dictator Donald is the modern-day Hitler Antichrist. And J.D. Vance called him that. J.D. Vance did say he was America's Hitler. He just meant it as an endorsement. Dictator Donald is the modern-day Hitler Antichrist. Revelations 13:17. And they will wear the mark of the beast on their forehead and right hand. Yeah, I do like your comments. Your comments are very instructive to the Nazis in chat who, like I said, I'm cursing them, or I'm highlighting the fact that they've been cursed by their association with Trump and Putin. So if they want to undo this curse, if they find out their mom has pancreatic cancer or breast cancer or something, they find out their dad died in a car crash, if something like that happens, they're like, shit, I want to undo that curse. I'll tell you right now, the way to undo that curse is betray Trump. You must betray Trump now. Now that you've had this encounter, your only choice is to betray Trump. But I'll make it easy for you. You can choose guns or Trump. Okay? Pick one. Guns or Trump. Guns or Trump. See? You can pick guns or Trump. Any of you people like guns? Okay, see, somebody picked guns. You already betrayed Trump. We've got one. You can pick America or Trump, especially if you're a military person. You're going to be America or Trump. If you got deployed to Minneapolis right now and you're in the American military, would you choose America or Trump? Would you walk over to the American side and shoot the ICE agents, or would you shoot the American people for the ICE agents? Hopefully you'll choose America, but again, it should be an easy choice. If you're a Christian, will you choose Jesus or Trump? You gotta choose one or the other. No, nobody in chat's capable of answering. They're just a bunch of Nazis. But there was at least one good person in the chat. Out of the hundreds of Nazis that came through, there was one good person so far in the chat. Okay, wait, somebody else picked Jesus. Let's see if they said any other comments. We have another good person in the chat who was able to pick Jesus. Well, looks like they're a Nazi. But at least they said Jesus. At least they said they would pick Jesus over Trump, even though they're a Nazi. So that's a sign of hope, okay? Once you start picking Jesus over the Antichrist Trump, then you have the potential to be saved. The problem is white Jesus. Yeah, somebody made the comment. They picked white Jesus. You're picking a fake Jesus that allowed you to believe in Trump. Okay, somebody else said Trump is Jesus. No, he's not. Trump is the Antichrist. But that's one sign that Trump is the Antichrist is people think he's Jesus, or people associate him with Jesus when he's not. He's the opposite. Trump sued to starve us. Trump sued to take away our food stamps and starve us. The Supreme Court ruled to take away our food stamps and starve us. Jesus fed people. It's the exact opposite. It's the opposite on every single subject. But that's just one of the really obvious ones that, you can say really quickly and prove that Trump is the Antichrist, and that you don't have to listen to anybody who doesn't get it. I guess we'll have to just mute the MAGA Nazis, because they're all so triggered, and nobody can ever just put an emoji in the chat so I know that their comments are worth reading. Wait, somebody put it. No, but they're like making fun of killing Alex Petty. They're making fun of killing gun owners because I guess they want to let gun owners know that they're willing to betray guns in America for Trump. So I'm sorry that all these Nazis in chat who are bragging on their terrorists killing an American hero and gun owner. How dare you, men? I am reporting. Who did anything to you? Let's read what your comments were before. It really sucks only having Nazis in the chat. Why would you call us blacks Nazis? You're racist. Dude, did I know you were black? Do you support Trump? You're a Nazi. Why would you be a black Nazi? You know, why would you be a black MAGA? What's up with that? Oh, Mr. Total Duck's here. Mr. Total Duck, you're going to have to comment a lot just because it's all Nazis. All we've got is Nazis in the chat. We got 40-something Nazis in the chat. We got that loser who can't spell loser. He spells loser with 2 O's. What happened to Pretty was shameful. Hold on, we got an American. You need actually help. No, dude, I'm not delusional. Americans hate Trump. Americans hate ICE. Gun owners hate ICE. You gun owners are going to have to choose guns or Trump because Trump said he's coming for your guns. Yeah, we hate Trump a lot. Yeah, everybody hates Trump. The only people that matter hate Trump. Okay? Nobody has regretted not voting for Trump. More and more people are regretting voting for Trump. So you wanted to claim there was 70 million? That's not a lot, dude. The country's like 400 million. 70 million is not a lot. And I guarantee you're down to under 50 million. If you're under 20 million. You might be under 1 million by now. Like, you're just a bunch of fucking losers. And none of you are American. Let's be clear. None of the people leaving comments in chat have ever set foot in America. They're just a bunch of Trump trolls. They're from like Malaysia and shit. You know? Like, name a street. Name an American street or an American city. It doesn't have to be your city. Just name an American city. Let's see if you can do one. Any of you name an American city. Somebody said Michigan. Somebody said Indiana. I mean, that's close enough. New York is a city. Name an American city. New York City. Arizona. It's not a city, but name an American city. St. Louis. Okay, Denver. I mean, there's a clue to that one. Bangkok is not an American city. King City. Lexington. Delaware. No. Now, Denver's awesome. Denver's one of the... Dearborn. Okay. Colorado's a state, but... Allentown, Fort Smith. I mean, okay, see, Wilmington. Okay, you guys are naming American cities. Louisville. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that even if you're foreign trolls, even if you're supporting... even if you're supporting Trump from far-flung... Okay, this is the deal. Automatic citizenship for everyone ICE contacts. Automatic citizenship for everyone ICE contacts. Repeat it in chat. Automatic citizenship for everyone ICE contacts. Automatic citizenship for everyone ICE contacts. Y'all following me? Automatic citizenship for everyone ICE contacts. Life in prison for all ICE and all their enablers. Here's the deal. Automatic citizenship for everyone ICE contacts. Life in prison for ICE and all their enablers. I'm legitimately shocked that you trolls can name American cities. You even spelled a lot of them well. It's kind of amazing. But I still can't believe that you guys are Americans. I mean, that you live in America. If you support Trump, how? Maybe you've just been on YouTube too long. But guess what? We're fixing YouTube. You know, we're going to save YouTube. When they destroyed TikTok, when they made TikTok into Trump Talk, they fucked up bad, dude. People are coming back to this app and other apps. We're going to get people who've been trained on TikTok on these other apps now. It's kind of like they messed up. I mean, they always mess up. But this is one way they're messing up. When one of the ICE agents kidnaps Kristi Noem, when one of her former kidnappers kidnaps Kristi Noem, That's going to be a big deal. When the military sides with the citizens against the ICE agents, when they deploy the military to Minneapolis and they side with the American people against the ICE agents, that's going to be a big deal. If you left a good comment and I missed it, just put an emoji in the chat. This live is the truth. Euless will save you from Trump. Thank you, Turtle Duck. Yeah, we're going to save people from Trump. This is Jesus stuff, okay? Jesus is Jesus. Jesus is the truth and love and stuff. Trump is hate. Trump is lies. Trump is the Antichrist. So everything that's the opposite of Trump will lead you to Jesus, okay? So we're going to convert you from Trump-Boutonniers to Americans, or convert you from Trump-Boutonniers to Jesus. Yeah, Jesus is the truth. They've also captured our platform, TikTok, and so TikTok people will be coming back here. And we're going to fix it. No, I'm not a Christian. It's post-Christianity. This is Church of Judas. Church of Judas replaces Christianity. Christianity was a bunch of bullshit. Look at all the Christians, right? Christianity was a bunch of bullshit. Christianity was a trap. Jesus is real, though. Jesus did not say an eye for an eye. He said an eye for an eye leaves everyone blind. This is the delusion John told us about. Who's John? Why is Trump Antichrist? Yeah, let me read the rest of your comment. Why is Trump Antichrist? Dude, I'll be here every day asking why until you find one reason to explain your claims. I explained it earlier. Did you just come back? I explained earlier that one of the clearest signs that Trump is the Antichrist is Trump sued to starve millions of Americans by taking away our food stamps. Trump sued to do that. The Supreme Court ruled that Trump could starve us by taking away our food stamps. That happened. What did Jesus do? Jesus fed 5,000 people. So they're the opposite. They're the exact opposite. That's one way they're the opposite. That's just one way they're the opposite. Your Jesus is gay, and that's not Jesus. That's Judas. Same difference. Jesus and Judas are on the same team. You guys are against us, okay? You guys are the traitors. Judas wasn't a traitor. You guys are the traitors. Christians are the traitors. He supported the New England Patriots in a David Goliath battle against the Broncos because the Broncos are so much better than the Patriots. I don't think Jesus supported the Patriots, but if he did, it's probably because Cardi B's boyfriend is a Patriot. Yeah, got a Ukraine flag in the background because I'm an American patriot. Okay? You would support Ukraine too if you were an American patriot, but we can tell that you're not because Judas wasn't a traitor. Exactly. Yeah, even the Roman Catholic didn't perverse the original teachings. Judas would still be a traitor, even if the Roman Catholic Church didn't. All churches perverted the original teachings. Yeah, and Judas would still be a traitor because they were perverse in that way. That's why the Roman Catholic Church gets replaced by the Church of Judas. Aren't you happy about that? Since you feel feel some kind of way about the Catholic Church? The Church of Judas replaces the Catholic Church. But the Church of Judas also replaces the Russian Orthodox Church and the Evangelical Church and the Mormon Church and all of them. It replaces all patriarchy Christianity. Sorry that everybody in chat's a piece of shit who doesn't contribute anything to a conversation. But at least they're here instead of trolling another channel. And here I can curse them. Here I curse all the Trump Boutonniers in chat. I curse Trump and Putin and Netanyahu through them. I'm not a flat earther. I'm an anti-Nazi. Flat earth is Nazi propaganda. I'm an anti-Nazi. I'm anti-flat earth. Trump Boutonniers are Space Force in the streets, flat earth in the sheets. All your beliefs are contradictory lies. You know, are you Space Force or are you flat earth? Well, you're both because you do both sides of lies. We don't need Space Force. We don't need military in space. And the earth isn't flat. But Trump boutonnieres believe both of those things, and they're two different lies. They're two contradictory lies. Yeah, no, I'm not winning people. I don't fuck you people. I'm not trying to win you over. Why would I want Nazis on my side? I will accept Nazis who betray Trump, want to betray Nazism. You know, like we're accepting Kanye West. You know, we got Kanye West back on our side because he's blaming his Nazism and Trumpism on brain damage. So yay, we got Kanye West back. And all you guys are still stupider than brain damaged Kanye West. But yeah, we'll take back a brain damaged Nazi who realizes that he was a Nazi. Sure, I guess, you know. I mean, we don't care. We don't want Kanye West. Like, you know. Nobody believes in Space Force, dude. Military's bullshit. Military's for idiots. We'll see if the military proves itself to be worth something by arresting the ICE agents. They're doing a war on terror. The ICE agents are the terrorists. We'll see if the military's worth a shit if they take out the ICE. This racist should be reported. Dude, who do you think I'm racist against? MAGA's not a race. Trump boutonniere zombies aren't a race. Zombies are subhuman, Trump boutonniere pieces of shit. Like, look at you guys. You guys are proving everything I'm saying is true. I'm not trying to win you over by calling you pieces of shit. Why do you have to stay here to be called pieces of shit? That's your choice. You're just some masochistic losers. No, I called MAGA. I called black MAGA are subhuman, just like any other MAGA are subhuman. Being MAGA makes you subhuman. I don't know if you're black or not. You're probably just LARPing as a black person. You're like, you called us blacks. You know, you're not black, dude. You think you're a black freedom fighter. No, dude, somebody else in the chat is LARPing as a black person. Like, you're picking up on the wrong signals. I'm sorry. All of you people are just stupid Nazis. None of your comments are worth reading. I'm sure there's a good person in there whose comments I'm just missing because, right, Russian bots. Thank you. Alcatraz. They're all Russian bots. Let me read the rest of your comments because, sorry, I missed them before. TikTok has been changed. Okay. Alcatraz said, Fartsburg, Maryland. Is that really a city? I didn't even know that one. Stand together. Community will save America. See, this is a human this is like a good person here. Good spirit. TikTok is bot talk. I call it Trump talk now. Haha, everyone's triggered. Yeah, they're all stupid Nazis. I'm sorry about the Nazis in chat. The way. This is the way. Walk a mile in anyone's shoes. Anyone else's shoes. TikTok has been changed. Russian bots. Yeah. It's just a bunch of Russian bots, dude. Nazis. Anybody who supports Trump is a fucking Russian and a traitor. Oh, there's a good person. There's another good person who says peace and love to all. Let me read all their comments. If you're a good person, all you have to do is put an emoji in chat and I'll read all your comments. Just put an emoji in chat. You said something about Steve Bannon last time. I don't know if you're a good person or not. Yes, Democrat. Typical Democrat, right? We all hate Trump. In order to be a Democrat, you should be advocating impeach, remove, execute. We should only be supporting Democrats who are talking very loudly and forcefully about impeach, remove, execute. Oh, yeah, Stuffleson's cool. Thank you, Stuffelson, for drawing attention to your comments so I can read them all. We'll probably shut down the live pretty soon. Stuffleson's got a lot of comments to read, so we'll probably shut down the live after we read Stuffleson's comments. The rest of you can stop leaving comments. Trump is a morbidly obese child molester and the most corrupt and incompetent president of all time. Stuffelson is speaking the straight truth. Under Putin's orders, Trump freed 5,000 Taliban fighters and got nothing in return. He gives them permission to attack our troops if we didn't withdraw from Afghanistan on his timeline. Yeah, that was all a Putin plan. Biden pulled it off, only getting 13 American servicemen killed, like a miracle. But they did get a lot of other people killed. Trump and Putin got those people killed. Let's be clear. Just like Trump got a bunch of people killed in Iran just now. Trump got over 4,000 people killed in Iran. Trump helped the Iranian regime and potentially the Mossad and CIA kill 4,000 people in Iran just now. During his first term, Trump's reckless and unnecessary withdrawal from Syria allowed hundreds of ISIS soldiers to escape captivity. Now we are back fighting those same soldiers again. This is all from Stuffelson. There was a bipartisan legislation written during the Biden era that would have secured the border, but Trump told Republicans to vote no so that he could use immigration as a campaign issue. You have some of these comments copy-pasted in your clipboard, don't you? Because I've seen that one before, and they're all very good comments. Well done. In 2018, Trump disbanded our pandemic response teams, resulting in the spread of the virus that killed over 3 million people and created a worldwide economic hardship that continue to this day. Thank you, Stuffelson, for telling the truth to these people. Do you go live too? I'm glad that I can get your information out there. You type it very well. So please do this anytime you're available during my live, and I'll make sure to amplify your message. This is all from Stuffelson. We had pandemic response teams stationed in China that would have contained the outbreak in Wuhan, but Trump disbanded them, bragging that he didn't want to pay people just to stand around. I didn't even know that one. I know Trump did everything he could to spread the Trump virus, to make it as bad as possible, as a genocide, as a, in order to genocide us. And Trump and Bolsonaro, who did the exact same things for Putin, Trump of the tropics, Bolsonaro, said the exact same things for Putin, made USA and Brazil the worst countries for Trump virus. Russia, and even though Putin might have said a lot of the same things, he locked his people up and didn't have as bad of a virus outbreak. This is back to Stuffelson. Trump first, let's make a highlight of what we've done so far, because we've done a lot. Those are all good comments, and we want them to be in a highlight too. Okay, everybody else can shut up. We're only reading Stuffelson's comments. If you're a good person, though, put an emoji in chat, and I'll read all your comments. We will have enough time, I believe. But I've got to get back to Stuffelson, because we didn't finish reading all his comments. I told you losers, aren't you losers, bootlickers who love following orders? I told you losers to stop commenting, and you didn't do it. You're messing it up for everybody. Stop commenting if you're a Trumpootineer. Obey orders. Stop commenting. Stuffelson, would you mind just dropping an emoji in chat so I can get back to your comments? Like I can't find them. These Nazis have been leaving too many damn comments. Trying to ratio. They're trying to use the superpower of ratioing content. What the hell happened? Where did your comments go? What in the hell happened? What happened? Did YouTube block you? Steffelson, are you still here? Did YouTube block you? Okay, there you are. Great. Thank you. I thought YouTube was hiding your comments because they were too good or something. Just a bunch of stupid-ass Nazis. Okay, Trump admitted in an interview that he had underage girls working at his personal massage parlor at Mar-a-Lago and that they would sometimes be hired by Epstein to be sex workers. That's Steffelson's comment. My addition to that was, yeah, Trump's still mad that Epstein stole one of his girls. I think that was Virginia Dufresne. Trump was aggressive, but Trump was mad that Epstein stole one of his girls, for sure. Trump he called it stole because he sees people as property because he's a slaver. Trump and he's promised all these other Nazis their own slaves. That's why they're doing this bullshit. They're all Nazis. They're all traitors. Trump was aggressively licking ice cream cones on his golf course while dozens of children were drowning during the flooding in Texas. Meanwhile, Nome was delaying FEMA as long as possible. Yeah, they intentionally killed all those Texans. I guess nobody cares. And they intentionally killed all those schoolgirls or made them hard to find if they were trying to kidnap some of them. Trump is the embodiment of the 7 deadly sins. He habitually breaks the 10 commandments. Trump doesn't go to mass, claims he has never sinned. He has never asked God for forgiveness. He's ordered a church to be tear gas so he could do photo shoot holding an upside-down Bible. Trump was famous for not paying his contractors for decades. He was found liable for stealing from veterans charity. He was found liable for stealing from a children's cancer charity. Trump covets the wives of other men, Trump covets the wives of other men, including his own son-in-law. He has made numerous disturbing sexual comments about his own daughters, even when they were infants. Trump told the porn star Stormy Daniels that she reminded him of his daughter Ivanka right before they slept together. Melania was home with their newborn son Barron at the time. When Trump was 60, he met a 13-year-old girl named Katie Johnson and went to Epstein's parties. He told her she reminded him of his daughter Ivanka right before he brutally assaulted her. Trump admitted he would walk in on underage girls while they were changing in his Miss Teen USA beauty pageant. Trump told a 10-year-old girl he would be dating her soon. He told Howard Stern that his cutoff age for women was 12. Trump admitted in an interview that he had underage girls working in his personal massage parlor at Mar-a-Lago, that they would sometimes be hired by Epstein to be sex workers. If Jesus came back today, MAGA cultists would crucify him again for being a woke foreigner. Trump was aggressively licking... That's another proof that Jesus is Antichrist. Trump was aggressively licking ice cream cones on his golf course while dozens of children were drowning during the flooding in Texas. Meanwhile, no one was delaying FEMA as long as possible. Under Putin's orders, Trump freed 5,000 Taliban fighters, got nothing in return. He gave them permission to attack our troops. We didn't withdraw from Afghanistan in his timeline. During his first term, Trump's reckless and unnecessary withdrawal from Syria. There was bipartisan legislation written during the Biden administration. In 2018, that was for immigration, but they stopped us so Trump could campaign on it. In 2018, Trump disbanded our pandemic response teams, resulting in the spread of a virus that killed over 3 million people and created a worldwide economic hardships that continue to this day. We had a pandemic response team stationed. Trump disabled them because he didn't want people standing around. What a surprise, the 2A Don't Tread on Me crowd turned out to be a bunch of cowardly, bootlicking pushovers. Yeah, dude, they're all traitors. And we are entitled to their guns. If you want the guns of any 2A, if any NRA member who doesn't turn on Trump, you're entitled to their guns because they're traitors. If you want their guns, you can go take them. Americans will support you in that. Only two types of people still support Trump. People that want to destroy America and ignorant, gullible racists. Yep. I'm going to repeat that one. Only two types of people still support Trump. People that want to destroy America and ignorant, gullible racists. That's it. You're either a person who wants to destroy America or an ignorant, gullible racist. And you're also either a Groyper or a Zionist, a Groyper or a Christian nationalist. You're either a neo-Nazi, Groyper, Klansman, or a Christian nationalist Zionist. Biden is old, but he's still vastly smarter than Trump ever was. Biden in a coma is smarter than Trump ever was. And at least he put experienced people in key positions. Trump installs loyalists he saw on TV, no matter how incompetent they are. Well, Putin picks all those people for maximum destruction of America. In 2020, Trump was tricked by his handlers into taking a dementia test because they told him it was an IQ test. He was so proud of being able to tell a lion from an elephant. Person, woman, man, camera, TV, such bigly tremendous memory. Language experts say he speaks at a 4th grade level. Trump can't read the words more than 2 syllables. He can't pronounce anonymous, infrastructure, Yosemite, or Thailand. He doesn't know the difference between the words origins and oranges. Trump can't drive a car or ride a bicycle. He can't even close an umbrella. He has dropped them on tarmac multiple times rather than trying to. Trump was too stupid and lazy to walk with other world leaders at the G7 summit in 2017 and made an embarrassing clown-like spectacle of himself by following it in a golf cart instead. Trump stared directly into a solar eclipse. He wanted to nuke a hurricane. He confused Atlanta with Alabama, so he has to edit a weather map with Sharpie to avoid admitting his mistake. Trump claimed he spoke the president of Puerto Rico, not knowing that himself held that position. He told people to inject bleach, and some ignorant MAGA cultists actually did it. Trump is amazed that everything his computer is Tesla. He thinks exercise is bad for you because the heart has a finite amount of beats. He thinks magnets stop working when they get wet. Trump thinks the noise from wind turbines causes cancer. He thinks there were airports during the Revolutionary War. He thinks stealth bombers are literally invisible. Trump thinks Colorado shares a border with Mexico. He thinks immigrants eat cats and dogs because the people on the TV told him so. He doesn't know how tariffs work, etc. 3 reasons for Trump's major mental state. Damage from years of drug use, coke in the 80s and 90s, eventually replaced by Adderall. Age-induced decline, and the fact that he was never intelligent. And he's possessed by Putin. Less than 50% of Americans voted in 2024. Out of those that voted, less than 50% voted for Trump. So only about 25% of Americans were ignorant enough to vote for Trump. Trump killed over 3 million people by disbanding the pandemic response team in 2018. He is a greedy con man, compulsive liar, rapist, and child molester. God is not a fan. If Jesus came back today, MAGA cultists would crucify him for being a woke foreigner. Trump killed over 3 million people. Well, I think it's like 10 million, yeah, or more. Snakebite, don't project. Trump killed over 3 million people by disbanding the pandemic response. He's a greedy con man, a compulsive liar, a rapist, a child molester. MAGA cultists are so miserable. Look how triggered they are because this guy doesn't like Trump. Their entire day is ruined. Well, hopefully the rest of their lives are ruined and they realize it soon enough, like Kristi Noem's about to find out when she gets fired and potentially kidnapped by her former minions. All right. Thanks for being here. One person, Stuffelson. Thank you for making your comments. You made the entire live because literally every other, I can't say every other person in here was a Nazi because I'm sure some other people's comments skipped by and I didn't see them. If you're not a Nazi and I didn't read your comments, just put an emoji in chat and I'll read your comments. But dude, thank you, Stuffelson, for writing those comments. Everything you said, I completely agree with. We should team up and like work on stuff to make this stuff happen. I consider this a form of magic that we're doing now. I think it's great to talk about how the military is going to turn against Trump and side with the American people and take out ICE if they get deployed. I think if we talk about that enough, they won't even deploy them because Trump will know that's what's going to happen. Yeah, we're teaming up. So, thank you for writing your comments. Do you make content too? If you comment on my content, then I will go to your channel and comment on your content as well. That's what team up is in YouTube. TikTok did all that work for us. TikTok will just introduce you to people you like. As you can see, YouTube and these fascist platforms just maximize fascism. They just dump a lot of fascist Nazis into an anti-Trump chat, or I don't know what you guys do in pro-Trump chats if people on the left troll you there or something. But anyway, TikTok lets you actually see things that people like, which is why it was such a popular app until recently. And now that they're shutting it down, all those people who are expecting things from TikTok are coming back to YouTube and other channels and platforms, and they're going to be sorely disappointed. So I think it's really important right now to put as much good content out there, including live content, as possible, so that we can get people on who are used to the good things of TikTok to actually accept and be willing to use YouTube and find the best things here too. So I got kicked off TikTok because I was anti-Trump, because I said Trump, Vance, Pope Francis. Everybody else said Trump, Vance, Pope Francis, 5 hours later. But I said it 5 hours before everybody else, so I got a strike for that. And then the time before that, I got kicked off TikTok because somebody had a song that was supporting Palestine. Somebody had like a shirt or a flag or something, and they had a song that supported Palestine, and I shared that. And because I shared something that supported Palestine that they probably designed to give everybody a strike who shared it, and so for supporting Palestine, they kicked me off. Yeah, Super Friendly Islands. Yeah, we're going to touch ring pops. Exactly. So I guess sometimes Trump Putiners say something funny when they think they're making fun of somebody, and it's actually like worthwhile. I mean, that wasn't a bad comment. It's like you think you're making fun of somebody, but it's actually, that's kind of an image that there's nothing wrong with. It's like, I forgot what somebody said yesterday that I thought was funny. They were trying to make fun of me, but I thought it was funny, but it wasn't that funny because I don't remember it today. But, oh yeah, they said it was like a something Mr. Rogers. I don't remember what, like something Mr. Rogers. And I was like, oh, thanks. I'll take that. So, anyway. You are what makes America America. I know I'm not alone, but like if you're anti-Trump, just make anti-Trump comments. Now I'm wondering, did I miss you saying anything good? Or are you just like trolling? Like, what's the point of trolling, dude? Oh, I just hid you on the channel. Hold on, I undid it. I thought I undid it. Oh well, whatever. See what happens? I don't know. Whatever. Sorry I banned you from the channel because you drew too much attention to yourself and I couldn't tell whether you were trying to be supportive or not. Oh well. Come back with another account, I guess. Damn it, now I don't have time to do it. I can't fix it now. I don't know. Whatever. That's what happens. I guess I could look at how to fix things. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Unless we'll figure that out another time. If I can find out who I've hit. You'll be the first person I've ever hidden on the channel. So if I can find out how to undo it, I'll undo it. But oh well.